Hello, magical butterflies. This is Xtina from Butterfly Intuition Divine Guidance. I hope you are having a magical day, night, or afternoon. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. This reading is going to be a collective reading for healing messages of transformation, self-love, and self-care for the remainder of December 15th through the 31st of 2020. This can apply to any area of life. Please use your own discernment when watching this video. Please only take what speaks to your soul and let the rest fly if it does not speak to your soul. I'm being guided for the rest of December to focus on healing messages from Spirit. So I'm taking a break on collective love readings because there is a big energy shift currently happening, and my focus right now is focusing on healing. This reading is intended to be timeless, so these messages can apply to anyone who is guided to this reading at any given time or space. If you are interested in purchasing a guidance reading or a guidance session, they are available for purchase in my Etsy shop. My information as far as the services I offer and the link to my Etsy shop is listed below. If you are interested in purchasing the decks I created and the Twin Flame music deck I co-created with my soul sister, if you're in the United States, they can be purchased in my Etsy shop. If you are international, I have a special ordering link for you below. My Instagram, my Patreon community, my Facebook, my blog website, and my donation links are all listed below. The spread I'm going to be using for this reading is a self-care spread that I found on the Instagram page of Shine from the Inside Oracle. That is a oracle deck that was created by Britney Carmichael. So the first section is, what is your biggest self-care struggle? The deck that I will be using for this is the Crystal Visions Tarot. So, what is your biggest self-care struggle? We have the Magician, and it was upside down when I picked it up, but I don't take reversals. Manifesting is what the Magician represents. You struggle sometimes with manifesting what you truly want to happen in your life. And that is because there is something within you that is blocked and it needs to be healed, released, cleared, or purged. There is something that is keeping you from truly manifesting your desires. When it comes to love, if you are still hurting from something that happened from the past, that must be dealt with. In order for things to change, you must go within and face the shadow side, face that dark night of the soul, and allow the energy, the feelings, the emotions, the anger, the resentment, the sadness, and the heartbreak to come up to the surface so you can begin the healing process. Because if you don't heal what is inside you, if you don't release what has been keeping you stuck from moving back, you are going to have a very hard time moving forward and manifesting things that you truly desire. Because when you're in this energy, you're listening to your ego. You're in fear. You're in doubt. You don't believe it's possible. You don't believe in love. You don't believe in yourself. You don't see your worth. You don't see your value. And that can keep you stuck, can keep it stagnant, and keep things from manifesting with what you want. And you will keep getting what you don't want. So really looking within, really facing that shadow side, and really being okay with who you are, where you're at, and what the situation is, and accepting a love connection for what it is in the moment and not pretending what you want it to be, accepting it for what it is right now, and working on your healing will get you into a new cycle. The next thing that you're struggling with, we have the unknown card. So I'm going to read the meaning of this card because this card is a very rare card and it hardly ever comes out. The Crystal Visions deck includes one unknown card, which represents an answer that's not yet meant to be revealed. It can signify something from the past that one may not fully understand, or something that will happen soon. Wherever the unknown card falls within a spread will indicate what area still needs to unfold, and the further steps need to be taken in order to clarify the bigger picture. The unknown card can also signify the importance of one looking deeper into the issue at hand in order to find answers. It can also represent the importance of moving forward with an open mind and without bias. The figure in the card beckons the current, which is the viewer, to take a look into her crystal ball. However, the image in the ball is cloudy and unclear. With time, patience, and introspection, the picture will soon be revealed. So because this card came out after we went through manifestation struggles, what I feel for a lot of you is the reason sometimes you have trouble manifesting things is because you're overly focused and attached to a person and a situation, and you have a desired outcome, you have a desired timeline, and you have expectations on how you would like something to unfold. When you try to control a situation, especially when it involves another person, what happens is you halt it from happening, and in some cases you can self-sabotage. You can keep it from unfolding naturally and allowing what is meant to happen in this situation, in this relationship, to come into fruition. What this card is telling you is that you are not meant to know the future. None of us are. It is not meant for us to know every little single thing that is going to happen, because if we did, what fun would life be? You must think of it from that perspective. Sometimes the best thing to do is to release. Release the control, release the attachment, release the expectation, release what is keeping you holding on so tightly, trying to control every little aspect of it. When you release it, when you free yourself, you open the door to healing. You open the door to self-love. And you open the door to transformation because you're taking care of yourself. You're trusting. You're listening to your intuition. And you're believing. The next thing that is a self-care struggle is the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords represents keeping your guard up, blocking what wants to come in from coming in because you're scared. Now, the Queen of Swords can also represent the heart chakra. I'm being shown the heart chakra. It's blocked. It's guarded. There's actually a wall up. So if you're really wanting love to come into your life, what you must do is transform out of the fear. Transform out of the Queen of Swords energy and get into the Queen of Cups, where you're in your feelings, in your emotions. Your heart chakra is open. Your heart chakra is balanced. And you are having the even flow of unconditional love, of giving and receiving. And of course, you are giving love to yourself. Because one of the first things that you must understand, in order for a person to truly love you unconditionally, you must love yourself unconditionally first. You must have that love of self. You must have union with yourself, especially if you're in a twin flame connection. Because if you can't find love with yourself to fill up your own cup of love and not rely on another person to fill up your cup of love, it is going to be very difficult for you to put down your sword, to transform out of the Queen of Swords energy, because that's what those butterflies around her represent. Transforming out of this energy and getting into the Queen of Cups energy. If you struggle with self-love, rose quartz is a crystal to have. I have a rose quartz pointer, and it says love is the deepest magic there is. So love is the deepest magic there is. The love of yourself, the love of life, the love of everyone and everything in your life, especially your divine love counterpart. That is what I have for the self-care struggles. The next part is going to be, what do you need now? So what do you need now in order to help you heal and transform out of what has been keeping you stuck and getting you onto the road of union with yourself so you can embark on a new journey of self-love and self-healing? The deck I'll be using for this section is the Psychic Soul Oracle cards by Coombes. The butterfly of divine timing is your first message. The crystal stone is moonstone. The message is cycles, patience, and alignment. As you move through life, you will go through cycles, but you must have patience while everything aligns for you. The biggest struggle a lot of people have is trusting in divine timing and not fully understanding what divine timing is. Divine timing is just that, divine timing, because the divine does not look at a clock like we do in the physical 3D world. There is no such thing as time. Things happen when they are supposed to happen, when it's time, when everything aligns, when the cycles close, so a new cycle can begin. Having patience by trusting, believing, and understanding, and having faith that what is meant for you is never going to pass you by. So if you struggle with divine timing, moonstone may be a good crystal for you to start carrying with you or to wear. It will help you close the cycle. It will help you find patience within yourself to allow things to unfold and align, especially when it comes to the free will choice of another person. The butterfly of love, the crystal is rose quartz. Messages of self-love, romance, matters of the heart. So rose quartz is going to help bring love into your life. Love of yourself, so you can have that self-love, that union with yourself, to help you manifest and bring in a romantic partner, and will help you heal matters of the heart. It will help you heal what comes up to the surface as you go through your healing journey, what you need to heal from your childhood, from past relationships, from what happened with the partner you are either currently with, separated from, and if you're completely single and not looking to reconnect with someone from the past, you must heal the past in order to call in that new person that is waiting in the wings for you. The butterfly of change, lepidolite. Message of transition, transformation, and new direction. As you work on yourself, as you work on your healing, you will transition, you will transform, and you will go in a new direction because you will be aligned with what you are needed to do to heal, to get the self-care that is needed for you to take better care of yourself, to embrace self-love, because how you view yourself, how you speak to yourself, how you look at yourself, how you talk to yourself is all an indication of how you love yourself. If you can't look at yourself in the mirror without pointing out every little thing that you see wrong, there is an insecurity. There is something that needs to heal. Not everyone is going to look like the women you see or the men you see in magazines or the celebrities, because they're basically programmed to live a certain way, to look that way, and to constantly be photoshopped, to be filtered, and to just do what they are asked to do. Most people don't need to, and everyone is beautiful, no matter your color, your shape, your size. You are beautiful in your own way. We all are. So change your way of thinking so you transition out of the self-negative talk, transform into the self-positive talk, and go in a new direction. Butterfly of healing. Emotions, self-care, forgiveness. The crystal is blue turquoise. When you go into your healing, the emotions are going to come up to the surface. You will start to understand self-care, putting yourself first, and you will be able to give forgiveness, because by giving forgiveness, you are accepting the situation for what it is, what it was. You are also understanding that every experience was meant to teach you, to give you a lesson, and you understand that forgiving another person for hurting you does not excuse the behavior or make it right. What it does is it frees you from holding on to something that has already happened and cannot be changed. So that is what I have for this section of your reading. The next section will be, what do you need to do better in the future? So what do you need to do better in the future to help you heal, transform, have self-love, and practice self-care? The deck I'll be using for this is the Spellcasting Oracle cards. Your first message is answers. Being open to how the answers come to you. The answers you seek are always within. Meditation is one way to get the answers, but you can get the answers any way that you choose. It is your journey, it is your path, it is your choice. How the answers come to you, if you're open to getting them, and whether or not you're open to the answer coming to you and not being what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. So if you have attachment to wanting things to come into your life in a certain way, that must be released and allow the answers to come as they are intended. Passion. Having passion, following your passion, being true to your path, not doing things because other people expect you to, not doing things because you feel you should do it out of obligation, doing it because you actually want to. Never get into that people-pleasing energy. Never do things and live your life because your family, your friends, your lover, your husband, your wife tells you to. Do things because you want to. And when it comes to your career and your life purpose, follow your passion. Follow what you truly love, because your work should not feel like work. You should love what you do, and you should not feel like you're bound and chained to a job. Closure. Closure represents the past. It is time to have closure to the past. It is time to say goodbye to the past. The past is the past. It is over. It cannot be changed, unfortunately. And you are at a crossroads where you can continue down this path, feeling the way you feel right now. And if you're hurting, you don't like feeling that way. Remember, if you close the door to your past and go down your path of healing, self-love, self-care, you will transform out of this energy and you will have a new beginning. See how the sun is right here? That shows me brighter days are ahead. Brighter days are ahead for everyone, but it's a matter of seeing it, believing it, and making that choice to either stay on your current path, continuing to do the same things that you've been doing, the things that are probably seem easy, instead of doing the hard work, which is looking within and doing that healing self-love work and transform yourself. The choice is completely up to you how you want to move forward. But I feel on some level, if you're watching this video, you are really wanting to know how to heal. Protection. Protecting yourself and your energy, especially if you have intuitive abilities and you are an empath. You are very susceptible to picking up other people's energies and having it attached to you, especially if you're a reader, a healer, a life coach, an empath. You will absorb everyone's energy, so protecting yourself. There's ways to do that, so you can transform out of getting drained by an energy vampire, drained by other people's energies, and just staying in your light. Crystals work. For me personally, I prefer black tourmaline. I wear it almost every day. I have little self-care rituals that I do with essential oils. The way I prepare for readings, I spray sage smudge spray. I have a little bell that I clear the cards, I clear the energy. But of course, whatever you're doing, whether you read cards for other people, yourself, or you're just creating a sacred space, a sacred altar for yourself, do whatever you feel will work for you to protect your energy, to protect your light, and to protect your heart. That is what I have for this section of the reading. The next section is going to be what do you need to avoid? So this is going to be what do you need to avoid as far as energy that will keep you from digressing on your healing journey of self-love. I will be using for this the Twin Flame Shadows by Mystic Moon Oracles. Dependent. You should avoid becoming dependent. Now I'm drawn to her looking at the cell phone on this card, so being dependent on wanting to know where a person is doing. This is for those that are in a love connection that is separated, where healing work needs to be done on both sides. If you are constantly looking at them on social media, texting them, calling them, going from general reading to general reading, even getting personal readings, and you're not seeing a change, that is because you are too dependent on the other person and you're not putting the focus on yourself. So to avoid getting in this energy and digressing on your journey, when you start to feel that urge, because it's going to come up as you heal, make the decision to do something else. Stop yourself, recognize it, and don't do it. Because take it from someone who used to do that, it doesn't get you anywhere. It just keeps you stuck. The next thing to avoid is feeling secondary, feeling like you're second best. Now this can apply to any area of life. Remember, you are number one, you are lovable, you are worthy, you are valued, but you must see it first. So don't think you're second best. Don't think that you can't achieve anything, because that is scarcity mindset, that is limiting belief. When you truly believe that anything is possible and believing in the impossible, then anything is possible. And the impossible can come true because you believe it. Warning. Ignoring the warning signs, your instincts in general. Now, warning signs don't have to be just bad. These are just red flags, signs, synchronicities that Spirit will tell you. Ignoring your intuition is really what this card is about. Don't listen to the ego. The ego is going to come up, especially as you learn to heal. If you have been listening to your ego for some time, your ego definitely is always going to come up to the surface to try to get you to digress, to go back, to be in that fear and doubt mentality where you go into that narrative thinking of obsessive thinking and stunting your progress and not moving forward. When you have the ego come up, recognizing it is key. And when you can do that, then you can say, hey, ego, I hear what you're saying, but I'm going to listen to my intuition, and you flip the thought to positive. Say an affirmation. Whatever you need to do that will keep you from focusing on something that's negative and keeping your focus on positive. Cowardly. Running from your fears. Don't run from your fears. Don't run away. Run towards them. Face them. By facing your fears, you show yourself how fearless you are and that you're not afraid of a little conflict. You're not afraid of an obstacle, a block, a challenge, and everything that gets put in your path is meant for you to overcome, because it's nothing Spirit knows that you can't handle. So trust and don't be afraid. Face your fears, because when you face your fear, you will have that freeing, liberating feeling that you just conquered something huge, and that was a big chunk of your healing journey. So I'm going to close out this reading with just some closing guidance from Spirit to just give you additional guidance to help you with your healing, getting into that transformation of self-love and self-care, and to really help you on your journey. I'm going to be using the Power of Surrender cards to see what needs to be surrendered at this time. Your first message is surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. So divine timing seems to be an issue that has come out twice in this reading. So remember, surrendering to divine timing, because when you do that, let me get that card, here it is. When you do that, you are able to close the cycle. You are able to find patience in allowing things to unfold naturally and come into alignment. So remember, they have a picture of Big Ben here. See how there's a clock? But the moon and the light right here, it's illuminating that there's no such thing as a clock in the spiritual realm. Allow things to unfold naturally and trust. Remember, it's your ego that's coming in wanting you to know when something's going to happen, where it's going to happen, giving you an outcome that's desired, a timeline, being attached to anything, having an expectation. That all comes from your ego. It doesn't come from your intuition. So if you work on being more in line with your intuition, you will trust the process. Surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us. Even in the mundane aspects of life, remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that comes from just being you. So it is time to surrender to the magic of who you are, the person that you are becoming, and the person that you are shedding by becoming a new version of yourself as you close the cycle and as you awaken and as you grow and ascend and you heal and you transform. You shed the person you once were and you become the person you are meant to be. For those that are divine feminine, divine masculine, you resonate with one of those because we both have masculine and feminine energy inside of us. You go from unawakened, distorted to divine by surrendering to the magic of who you are. Surrender negative thinking. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, Say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmations so your thoughts create your reality. So whenever you have a negative thought come up, because negative thoughts are going to come up, even for those that are completely awakened, enlightened, in a positive outlook, those negative thoughts come up. That I can attest to. I have them too. But what I do is I say thank you for sharing and I quickly refocus. I either flip the thought or I say a positive affirmation or I say the words cancel, clear, delete. My friend taught me that because that clears that thought from your mind and you don't put focus on it and you don't allow the energy of that negative thought to affect your space and your energy. Next, I'm going to get you self-care messages. This will be from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle by Jill Pyle. I did have one card fly out while I was pre-shuffling, so I put that to the side. And we have sex, number 44, which equals an 8. So this is just saying to get in touch with your sensual side. I'm really just feeling the sacral chakra. Just being open and just loving your body. Loving who you are, loving all your curves. Just being comfortable with yourself and just loving and just feeling how beautiful you are on the inside and out is the message I'm getting from this card. And see how there's rainbows on this card? So if your chakras are a little off or you just feel guided to start working on your chakras, you can do meditation, start with the sacral chakra, and as you get your chakras in balance and get them open, you will just have a newfound self-love for yourself. Your next message is connect with your ancestors. Number 14, which equals a 5. 5 is about change. Connecting with your ancestors, connecting with your spirit guides, with your angels, with the divine. You can do this through meditation. There's many guided meditations and meditations on YouTube and Spotify that you can find. Find one that works for you, that can help you open your third eye so you can start trusting your intuition, letting the crown chakra be open so the downloads can come in for those of you who have intuitive psychic abilities and for those who are empaths to help you stay grounded. Soak in a bath. Number 46, which equals a 10. 10 is about a new cycle starting. So start a new cycle with self-care. Now, soak in a bath. For those of you who like to take a bath, you might feel guided to start taking a bath whenever you feel the energy of the day is off. You can cater and make a bath your own using whatever you feel called to use. Some people use Epsom salts, bubbles, bath bombs, lighting candles, using crystals, playing music, whatever you feel. And if you don't have a bathtub, if you prefer a shower, you can make a shower the same ambiance, the same energy of a bath. Do whatever you feel will make you feel like you're at home, you're at one, and you're at peace. And I'm going to get you to close out this reading, affirmations. So I'm going to use the Shine from the Inside Oracle, since the spread I use in this reading is from Britney Carmichael. This deck was a gem that I found thanks to an Instagram ad, and I love this deck very much. So let's get you some channeled affirmations. I'm going to pull 6 cards. Turn lemons into lessons. So it's just like the saying, turn lemons into lemonade, meaning take something sour and make it sweet. So remember, a mistake doesn't have to be a mistake. If you learn from it, it becomes a lesson. Write down your goals. Dream big. If you feel guided to, you can start a gratitude journal. You can start a goal journal. If you're more a visual person, you can do a vision board. Let your creativity just take flight and find something that is going to help you put down your dreams so you can dream big and manifest. Your reality is a reflection of your inner world. So the way you think, the way you see the world, the way you feel, the way you view, inner chaos in your head creates chaos on the outside. So if you have inner peace on the inside, and the way you think, feel, and look at yourself is good, you will reflect that on your outer world. Change one thing today, start small. So really review your life on what you like, what you don't want, because sometimes you have to get what you don't want in order to know what you do want. And then you can transform out of it, and you can really just shift and change and move into a new phase. Trust your intuition. She's always right. So your intuition, your instinct, whenever something happens or you hear something, the first thing you think of, that's your intuition. Listen to that voice. Slow down and rest. You need it. So if you're burning the candle at both ends, if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not finding time for yourself and you're feeling run down, tired, a lot of people during the rest of December may just feel like they need to take a pause. They need to rest. They may need to feel like they have to stay home. So if you feel like you just don't want to just go out, you want to spend some time at home, maybe doing things that you've been putting off, whatever you feel guided to do to get you ready. If your body needs you to rest, listen to your body. You can take a bath, you can read a book, you can write, you can draw, you can just sit in silence, meditate, whatever makes you feel at peace, whatever makes you feel at home. You don't need to have a lot. Use what you have and make it Zen. Make it your sacred space. I do hope this reading has brought you clarity and guidance. If it did, please give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for all your likes, your shares, and your subscribes. It means so much. Love and light.